Hello, my objective for this demo today is to try to show you the ServiceNow for citizen engagement from three different perspectives. First, we want to look at a citizen and how a citizen can create a case inside of the ServiceNow portal. After that, we want to look and see how a public works worker would be engaged to resolve a citizen case. And then we'll actually talk beyond the customer service agent. We'll talk to the field service agent, Alex Ray, in the lower right, that it's actually the one that fixes the problem and reports the fix for the problem on his mobile device. So we're going to start with Gilly Parker. We're going to move into John, and John is going to be the customer service agent, and then Alex Ray is going to be our field service agent. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the user on the portal. Now, a lot of times the information for ServiceNow or how to get something is in the public domain. So a lot of times people won't come to our portal or the city's portal. What they'll do is they'll come from Google. They'll say, how do you report a pothole in Santa Monica? And this will bring us to a page, and then it'll take us to a knowledge article in how to report a portal, or a pothole rather. Now, what I can also do is go to my home page. I'm going to start from there today because a lot of times people will start from the home page like we see here. Now in this home page I have a city of Long Beach and we're logged in as Gilly Parker. But I'm going to start with a logged out user just to show you some of the options that would happen. Let's say I'm a user that's coming here for the first time. First thing I see is any public service announcements that I want to put up here. So in this case the city of Long Beach is closed. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to report an issue with a street light. So I can go report an issue. And we also have a spell corrector on here. So let's say I want to do traffic and I spell it wrong. What it'll do is it'll look it up for me, do a spell check. So now I can find my traffic signal link to go ahead and create a traffic signal ticket. Now I do see that it's asking me, do I have a Long Beach account? So I can either continue anonymously, or I can go ahead and say, no, I don't have an account. And that would let me go ahead and create an account in a very simple form. Now, being I do have an account, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to skip that today. I'm going to report an issue. I'm going to go to traffic signal, and I am going to log in today as Gilly Parker. That's going to be our end user that we talked about on the form earlier. So if I continue as Gilly Parker, what we can do now is say, let's go ahead and report an issue. And I do want to report a traffic signal problem. Now, in the traffic signal problem, if I'm on a mobile device, which we're going to show you later, but if I could do this on a mobile device as well, and on the mobile device, it would scale to what we need. So I'll show you on the mobile device later as we talk about that, how we can go to different sizes. But for now, I'm going to stick in the portal, and then we'll jump to that later. Now what I can do is I can say I want to go to Long Beach Avenue, and this will also look and it'll let you pull up things like in Lakewood. But in Lakewood what it'll do is it'll say this is not a supported area because this is a Long Beach portal. So we can draw our boundaries for the support areas that we want to support. So today I'm going to go back to Long Beach and I'm going to say Long Beach Boulevard. And let's see, Long Beach Boulevard, and we'll take a city in Long Beach here, a location in Long Beach. And I'm going to go ahead and use this location. And what it's going to do is going to look up and it says, are there similar things? So there is a traffic signal problem here on Long Beach Boulevard and Ocean Boulevard reported 4 months ago. And this has already been assigned. So what I could do here is I could go ahead and go to the assigned ticket. And I could add my comments to this ticket, and then it would add a third citizen to report this ticket. So now the assigned person can see any additional comments that these citizens logging in may have added to the ticket. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do traffic signals, and we're going to go on Long Beach Boulevard like we were before, and Long Beach Boulevard. And what I'm going to do on Long Beach Boulevard is I'm going to use this location, but I'm going to create my own ticket. Now, if on a mobile device, it's going to ask me to snap a photo now. But being I'm on a home computer, I'm going to go ahead and add my own picture. So I'd be able to go into pictures and demo pics, and I could add that broken streetlight picture for the Ocean Boulevard use case. And then I'll just put light is hanging out. I'll actually be a little more specific, and I'll say the yellow light. If I could spell, yellow light is hanging out. And I submit this ticket. And then it'll give me a ticket number here. So if we remember, 177 is the ticket number. Now that's going to be sent to the customer service agent so that he can respond to it. And what it also does, it'll give us an ETA on this so that we know about how long it takes. And it'll move it along as we're going through the different stages. So I'm going to leave this open, and we're going to jump out to see how this ticket would be followed up on. Next, we're going to take a look at John Jason. John Jason is the agent, the customer service agent that is handling problems with the potholes or the streetlights as they come in. So John is able to come up here and go to all his cases that he's currently working or cases that have been recently put in his queue. He's also notified on these cases in a number of different ways. You can see Gilly Parker logged this case and is that 177 case that we mentioned earlier. And I can go into that case and start to work on it. So this gives me all the information about Long Beach and Boulevard is where the Long Beach Boulevard is where the case is coming in, and I can see the picture that's attached, so I'd be able to see the signal light attachment up here. And looking at this ticket, I know as an agent what I really need to do is create a work order. What I do is I'm going to click on the Create Work Order button up here inside the case. And what that'll now do is create another record called Work Order, and it gives me another number. So we're in 070, and we switched over from the 177. The work order now gives me a means to communicate with the public service agents in the different offices. So what I can do here for this work order is I can go ahead, I know it's this traffic signal out, and I know we do this work all the time. So I have a template set up for traffic signal light repair. Now in this template, it knows that in Long Beach, we use certain types of streetlights. So what I'm able to do is auto-populate the asset. I'm also able to look up the affected CI. So I know this is a 3 traffic light signal assembly because I knew the location. It was on Long Beach. And so all of this could automatically be looked up for you. So very simply, that John Jason only needs to do is pick out the template. What happens here is this work order can now be passed over to dispatch. Now we're going to say John Jason is going to be our dispatcher as well, or you can have a whole dispatch function that happens behind the scenes depending on how elaborate your workflows are. I'm going to say this is ready for dispatch at this point, and we're going to go ahead and dispatch it as John Jason. So when I say it's ready for dispatched, it's going to go ahead and it's going to create a work order task, one or more work order tasks based on the templates. So what our template did here for traffic signal light repair is it did create a work order task below. And it actually assigned that work order task because there are assignment rules that can go into place, which actually happened for us. For Alex Ray, in this case, was assigned to that ticket automatically. So if I look at the work order task, you can see that it went to the assignment group, NorCal Technicians. Alex Ray was assigned, and you can see what it also did on the work order task is it put certain part requirements in there. So it said you're probably going to need these parts for this. And the other thing that it did is it can add things like skills. So before it actually picked Alex Ray, it made sure that Alex Ray was capable of, was basically municipal bucket truck certified because he has to bring a truck out to change the light. And he was also certified for municipal signal repair. And all of that, along with the location, is what assigned John Jason. So that all assignment happens like that. And then John Jason now would get that ticket on his mobile device or with his computer, however they're closing the cases. We're going to go ahead and look at that one next. But before I move over to John Jason, I want to look at one more. At this 81 is the work order task that John Jason would be able to get. And the other thing we could do here is if I wanted to, I could do an in-between step. So instead of going right from the work order task, what I would be able to do is I would have an auto assign button up here for the work order where it would actually create the auto assignment for me to a specific user. So let's say you had 5 drivers in the area, it would let me pick the 5 drivers that are capable of fixing that issue. So for now we'll go ahead and stop, and I'm going to switch over now and we're going to see how Jason passed that test to Alex Ray. So we'll look at the work that Alex Ray will do and how that will be accomplished. And the last part of today's demonstration will take us to the end of the actual request where we're going to go ahead and solve it. So at this point, Jason, our customer service agent that answered the initial ticket, is now going to, that created a work order, and now we're going to look at the field service agent's screen, and we're going to use the ServiceNow application on the mobile device to go ahead and finish out our ticket. So I click on that Now agent to open up the application. And in this case, I've logged in before, so it remembered my credentials and it logged me into the ServiceNow instance that I pointed to. And on here, it'll show a list of all of my applications in the new app, and that's the home screen that it'll bring you up to. So I'm going to click on Field Service, and it brings me into the Field Service application. Now I have my work up here, but I also keep control of my inventory on the phone. And especially if I have things onto the truck, or if I have to source inventory for a job, I can do so in the inventory section. But most of the thing we're going to be focused on is really working on the tasks that have been assigned to me or my schedule. So if I just look at a few of these, I can look at my tasks, and I could see the 81 work order task that was assigned to me from Jason as part of that traffic signal repair. And alternatively, what I can do is I can go back and I could look at my task map. So the added benefit here, of course, is that you get to visually see where it is, but I can still go on the bottom and open up that work order task. So everything here is really big, so it's really easy to click on. So I just click on that main tile, and that'll bring me into the actual ticket. So from this map, I'll be able to launch into Google so that I can get directions to the map, or I can change the state. So if I wanted to update the agent that I've been working on this, I can come back here into this top part, and I'll go ahead and click on that for you. And I would be able to accept it from here if it hadn't been accepted. In this case, I accepted it already. I could also record time on it. Record time would let me take some time that I didn't finish it yet. And then I can also go close complete. And close complete will go ahead and close out the task. Now usually I'm going to be able to use this little icon here, but because I'm sharing my screen today, that icon does not work in screen sharing mode. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to type in a little note saying that I fixed it. This is a mandatory note that I have to have this mandatory note in before I can go ahead and close the ticket. So that's it. Once I check the box, I put my notes in there about what I did, and I could say I fixed the street light, and the closure note is to go ahead and close that, and then I'll send it. And at this point, it's going to close the work order task. And one of the things that the note at the bottom was that it also closed the work order because there was only one work order task in the work order. So that's the benefit of that work order task relationship, is that it waits for all the subtasks to be closed before it closes the parent. Now, in this case, we could go back at the case level and Jason could notify the people, or you could actually have it set up to where the fix from the field agent actually closed the cases and auto notified all of those citizens that were waiting for that traffic light to be repaired. So that's the end of our demo today. We took a brief look at how a citizen can log a ticket, how a customer service agent can interact with that citizen, and also how a field service agent can be immediately dispatched to address these citizen issues. Thank you very much for attending.